This video will briefly explain which kind of loop you want to use, which one you want to choose to use in your program. So this is just a general idea of how to decide which loop to use. So we have learned while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Okay, so for while loop, it is a conditional pre-test loop. Okay, so it is normally a loop that will always loop as long as the condition is always true. So this is normally useful when you want to do a input validation. Okay, for example, you asked a user to enter some information, and you want to make sure that the user enter the information correctly. So whenever the user entered a wrong input, you will always keep on looping to ask for another input until the correct one is being inserted. Okay, so this is input validation. So while loop is generally useful for this kind of situation, and also when you want to read a list of data, where you don't know how many times you want to loop, and this is the case where you can use Sentinel. Okay, you can use Sentinel to terminate the loop. Okay, whenever you have completed filling up the information. Okay, and do while loop is a conditional post test loop. Okay, so this loop will always loop at least one. Okay, at least once that it will loop, and it is useful for creating a menu driven program. Okay, so where you have a situation you want to create a menu will always be displayed no matter menu is always displayed whenever you run the program, any program. Okay, so it will always execute at least once. And you have a for loop. For loop is a pre-test loop. Okay, so this is where when you know how many times you want to loop. Okay, so this is where you use for loop when you know how many times you want to loop. Okay, so that's basically how different kind of these loops can be used for different situation.